I was really impressed with Dallas. Listen, I know without OBJ, he was 26% of their offense. They're just limited without him. I want to tell you something. That Giant defense, that secondary is fantastic. It's a top 3 secondary. They've spent their money up front defensively. Dak was 8 for 15 on third, no interceptions. It's the one team he struggled against last year. Thought he played a really smart, decisive game. That's about as good a defense outside of Seattle as the NFC has. Dak never looked rattled, never threw a pick, second, third receivers. They ran the ball when they had to, terrific on third down. This Dallas offense is flexible. They can do a lot of things. They can throw deep. They can throw underneath. The quarterback can run. I really like Dallas's offense.
I'm disappointed by the Giants. Their offensive line play was horrific last year and even worse this year.
It is.
That was very disappointing. Brandon Marshall, I love him. Thought he was going to be an addition. One catch. That was disappointing. And so when I look over at Dallas, they did kind of what I expected, except for I expected more out of the Dak-Dez Bryant combination, and I didn't get it. So I wasn't all that impressed with the Cowboys. It's a great win, great way to start the season, but they're at home. I kind of expected that. I was really disappointed with what I saw on the Giants.
And I would have to say I was disappointed with the Giants. I did not expect them to come out and not score a single touchdown. And guys did not get involved. Brandon Marshall, maybe 2 or 3 attempts. He didn't have a catch until the end of the game. There was no run game. It was absolutely obsolete. They did nothing in the entire game. But more impressive was the Cowboys' defense. I didn't give them any credit coming into this game. I knew they had potential to be good, but they had Eli under duress all day, and there was nothing he could do.
Yeah, well, you know what, with the Giants, come on. I mean, without Odell Beckham, we still don't know what this offense can do. You know it's going to get better as soon as he gets back. But I agree with you. That offensive line is horrendous right now. And if they can't run the ball, they can't protect Eli. And Eli Manning, we all know like what he thrives in, I guess as most quarterbacks do, is that play-action pass. Yeah. A play-action pass is going to make a quarterback look good. If you have that threat of the run, they don't have that. And then when they do drop back to throw it, those tackles are not very good. Yeah. So it's very hard to see Eli Manning having success this year if this continues. It's going to get better. As soon as Odell Beckham gets back, it's going to get better. He's one of the best in the league.
I'm not so sure about, because, again, a quarterback can't throw off his back. He can't, and particularly at Eli's age, I don't think he's very good on the run. Offensive line play in New York and across the league was horrible yesterday. And I don't know if it's going to be an easy fix for the Giants or any of these teams. I don't think players are allowed to practice long enough. I think this is something we saw last year with offensive line play. Dallas was great, but a lot of teams weren't that great in the offensive line. I just don't know if you can fix those 2 tackles when you don't practice.
Think about good offensive lines. Philly's got a good O-line, 1. Dallas has a good O-line, 1. Oakland's got a good O-line, 1. Packers have a good O-line, 1. Like, if you look around the league, Seattle's loaded, couldn't move the ball. Giants defensively loaded, couldn't move the ball. Like, the best athletes in football now are, even in college, you're putting them on the defensive side. Because of the CBA, offensive lines, to your point, are probably as uncoached
as they've ever been.
Fewest hours. Like, when I watch this league, you can have Seattle and the Giants defense. Neither could move the football.
Yeah.
The O-lines are carrying this league right now.
Do you know what, back when we went to the NFC Championship 3-4 years ago and we lost to the San Francisco 49ers, I was going to retire. We came back, coach came out, got me, said, hey, we're going to come back. So I'm thinking we're going to go back. We're going to win the Super Bowl this year. We had the same team. Pretty much the whole team was coming back. That offensive line that we had from the year before, everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt on that offensive line. We had a horrible year. Coach gets fired. It was just, obviously, we didn't make the playoffs. I think we won 4 games. That is what happens when you don't have an offensive line. Then you don't have a team. It's not going to work. You will not win a Super Bowl, let alone get to the playoffs.
You have to give credit to the Dallas Cowboys. The last 3 or 4 years, they've invested in their offensive line, and it's showing up until this point. They're tremendously striving with those guys, you know, being in tip-top shape and making Dak Prescott look good, giving them the time to get rid of the football and just play the game, you know, in the way it's supposed to be played.
Also, the Cowboys upgraded at the one offensive line spot that was a little shaky, right tackle. They invested in it. Now they're better at that position.